Welcome back to the player ratings. I'm Dee and I'm joined by the main man himself, Patrick, as we're going to discuss that unfortunate result and performance from Sunday's game against Leicester. As always, leave down your comments below. Let us know your ratings and whether you agree, disagree with us. And also, if you do enjoy it, like and subscribe to not miss out on future content. Patrick, it was a meh performance.
Very much so.
There was nothing really great from the game, but of course, as we win, as we lose, we have to talk about the game. So let's start off with the goalkeeper, Vicente Guaita. You gave him a 5.5. I gave him a 6, and the reason why I gave him a 6 is because I don't think he was at fault for any of the goals, and I don't think he had much to do apart from the goals as well. I thought he had a pretty average game, but what's your reasoning for the 5.5?
Well, here it is. We talk about it every time I talk about the goalie. If you have nothing to do, then make a big save. Now, obviously, both goals, I think Lookman had a better chance to save. Dewsbury Halls had no chance. If you make one of those two saves, maybe get a point. He only faced 3 shots, D, and 2 of them went in. So I really can't give him a high rating for that. His pass accuracy was okay, 31 out of 39 on long passes. But honestly, I'm not killing him, but he just didn't make a save we needed him to make. So that's what it comes down to. Just make a big save if you can. You can't. What you get paid for. But again, exactly. So
he didn't do it. Yeah, he didn't.
Right, exactly. That was it. Yeah.
Simple as. And then moving on to the right back, Nathaniel Klein. I gave him a 6.5. You gave him a 6. I thought in terms of average performances, he didn't have the greatest of performance, but I thought he didn't look out of place yesterday. He had some good moments, some clearances. But the only problem that I really had, could he have done better for the Lookman goal?
That's the thing for me. That's the reason why. Again, look, the stats show he actually played pretty well. 88% pass completion, 4 clearances, 3 out of 4 ground duels, 1, 3 out of 3 aerial duels. And actually, besides that goal, Lookman did nothing all game. So from that standpoint, neither did Daka. So you got to give him credit for that. But again, I think he can do better on that goal. I mean, I just made the comment about Goeta not making a save. Klein's been really good, very good at right back in place of Ward, but he really shouldn't got beat that much by Lookman. Lookman has not having a great season, so that's my own minor thing. But again, honestly, the back 4 in general didn't have a great game yesterday. A lot because Mitchell got injured. We'll get to him in a minute, and once he was out, we didn't play well. So yeah.
Joachim Anderson, you gave him a 6. You gave him 1 rating below mine. I gave him a 7. I thought overall the long balls weren't connecting as they normally would, and that was one maybe issue. Maybe you got to start out for me in terms of the long balls. I can't remember off my head, but from the eye test, it didn't seem like it wasn't working as well. But I thought defensively, overall, he had a solid game. But we had a talk before we started this. You said that he might have done a bit better for the first goal. Is that a reason why I gave him a 6?
It was. I mean, I just thought the whole team was sleepwalked in most of the first half and part of the second half until we made the subs. And I thought Anderson had a slow start. Now, funny enough, going forward, he's actually pretty good. He helped set up a chance for Mateta. He had a head back. He actually had a header from a Gallagher corner early. Could have scored. So again, hence why I might have scored higher score if he gets that goal. 83% passing accuracy. He had the most touches in the game, 115 touches. Very much involved in our build-up. But I thought it was a fault for that goal. Again, I'm being very picky because I didn't really see much out of Leicester. Leicester beat us because they pressed the heck out of us. We were sleepwalking. Had they not done that, it's not like the forwards were great. Daka did nothing. Inacho, when he came on, did nothing. But I thought Anderson could have played a little bit better. I mean, I'm being a little bit harsh, possibly. But again, I said before we started this, I've been praising Gehi and Anderson all season. So if I think they've been a little bit off, I got to say they were. So, and there's Gehi. Exactly. There you go.
And that's Gehi. I gave him a 6, and this was the least Mark Gehi's performance that I've seen. Like, Mark Gehi is not normally like that. It's just not just him as a squad overall. We weren't at it yesterday. I just felt like there was something missing. Maybe you're saying we struggle with the press, but I feel like our intensity, even going forward and defensively, it just weren't quite there. We just didn't want it enough. And I feel like he has a big part in terms of the big weekend that we have. And I know that you don't want to talk about it right now, but I think that has a big factor in it. But Mark Gehi yesterday, the mistake that he had for the second goal, we've never seen that. And I guess he's human and it's normal for him to make a mistake. But yesterday, I thought Anderson was the better defender. Even forgetting about the mistake, I thought Anderson was the better defender in the game. And I thought Mark Gehi wasn't really at it. That's why I gave him a 6. You gave him a 6 as well. But I guess you can have them type of performances after you consistently perform all season long. 1 out of 20 or 25 performances still makes you a very good player. So yeah, I thought Mark Gehi, he had an average game in terms of his usual. And then another player that I want to talk about is Tyrick Mitchell. 6.5 from both of us. And the funny thing is, he was actually on par with Nathaniel Klein in terms of actually Anderson had a higher rating than me, but he only played like what 20 minutes, 25
It
minutes.
was 34 minutes he came off.
34 minutes.
34.
And he came off as a sub. Are you worried? Are you worried? Because me personally, I thought it was precautionary. I don't think it's anything significant. He felt something, and Vieira didn't want to risk him. But as soon as he came off, you saw the influence that he has on the whole squad. First of all, we're going to talk about Joe Ward. He's not a left back, but Mitchell and the other option that we have after Mitchell, the gap between the two in terms of quality is significant. And I feel like after he went off, we fell down.
We've been very lucky all season because he's played, every match, and if every match he plays almost all the minutes. We have no option at left back. We're in trouble, so I'm going to go for a little for a bit. You can't play Adam Arola yet because he's way too young, right? So we played Ward. Mitchell again, he gets the injury. He had a yellow card before, so I'm thinking if I'm Vieira, it's a smart sub. One, he's on the yellow card. You can't get a red card for any. It was a ridiculous yellow card in the first. But you can't have him get a red card, and he can't play possibly on Sunday. It looked to me like he was upset, not at the injury, but at being subbed. I think it was very precautionary. I think listen, Vieira said something about a calf muscle strain. When he got injured, I think it was 31. He played the next 2 minutes. He looked like he was fine. He then goes down. You can't risk him. If we play Chelsea without him on Sunday, we're going to get smashed. Plain and simple. We're going to get smashed. So I think he just wanted to give him a couple of days off now, get him back in training maybe Wednesday, Thursday, evaluate him for Friday, and he's got Saturday if anything comes up. So, again, I thought he was playing well at the time. Obviously, without him on Sunday, we're in big trouble.
Exactly, 100%. He has to play. Yeah. And then moving on to midfield, Cheiko Kiate, both gave him 6. I felt like he wasn't involved as much. Like he didn't have much to really do.
Agree.
Even in terms of passes, he wouldn't pass it really as much forward. It would be to Jeffrey Schlupp or to the defenders. So he had a very average performance. And Jeffrey Schlupp, you gave him a 6. I gave him a 6.5 because I like the moments that he had. He had a few moments where he pushed the ball forward and he was getting involved with Wilf. So I thought he had a solid game in that aspect. But apart from that, I feel like the midfield as an overall, we talk about Conor Gallagher as well. You gave him a 6.5, I gave him a 6. So I done the opposite with Jeffrey Schlupp. I gave him a higher rating than Conor Gallagher. But I feel like the midfield yesterday, especially a player like Conor Gallagher that we praise every week, even he didn't seem at it. And when Conor Gallagher's not at it and it runs, for example, like for the whole game, there's a problem, or that the mindset is completely shifted.
Right.
The game on Sunday, because he's the guy that normally plays well. But for you, the midfield as overall, what did you think about it?
I thought Leicester did a better job. I thought Madison, Dewsbury Hall were much more at it. Again, I mentioned before about the press. Going to Schlupp real quick, I agree with you, D. He definitely drove the ball forward. But here's the problem. When he drives the ball forward, he's got to do one of two things. Do a line-splitting pass, so get the ball to Mateta, to Zaha or Ayew, or get in the box and get fouled. Yesterday he did neither. He tried to draw it before. I give you that credit. Now, later on, we'll talk about Maka. When Maka gets on the ball, Maka drives the ball forward. I would look for that forward pass, looking for Zaha, looking for Mateta, looking for Ayew. That's the difference right there. Now, obviously, he's not a midfielder. I get why he's playing, but he's not a midfielder. He's in that central sense. So I get it. With Gallagher now, my thought on him is, I wonder why he even played him yesterday, because he can't play Sunday. I also heard from Vieira saying how immediately after the draw came out that in training that week, Gallagher was visibly upset because he knew he couldn't play.
I didn't see that.
I heard that. Yeah. So you can understand yesterday, he's probably thinking, he's playing today. I can't play next Sunday. Do you know what I mean? His body mentally must be tough for him.
He deserves it. He deserves to play.
100%. But I understand how the rule works. And when we knew coming in what it was, if not, we would put the clause in. I mean, no one thought we get the semi-final of the FA Cup and face Chelsea, obviously. But I mean, so I feel bad. I feel bad for the kid. So I was surprised that he didn't start Eze yesterday. We'll get to him in a minute. He does come on and play really well, but I'm surprised he didn't play. But listen, I'm not going to kill Gallagher or any of the players yesterday. It was the third or fourth game in a row that the same lineup basically started. I guess actually second in a row because Elise wasn't in there. But the same players. He was going with the guys that he thought could do the job. Give him credit. Second half, we were much better. So that's a positive.
Jordan Ayew. So moving on to the wide players, Jordan Ayew, I gave him a 6.5. You gave him a 7. You rated him quite highly in this game. Personally, for me, I don't think he offered much going forward. He had that one good cross in the first half, which someone should have ran onto it. It was very nice.
Right.
In terms of swang it in, but Mateta wasn't there. He was at the far post rather than going to the front post. But I thought he'd done solid defensively. But my only problem was going forward. We need Elise, Patrick. for the game on Sunday, Elise has to start. Saying this, and no, my luck, Jordan Ayew will probably start, score a hat-trick against Chelsea. But right now, as it stands, Elise has to start for me because I feel like you can see what we're missing going forward. I don't think Jordan Ayew can do what he does.
I get that, but your memory is very short, my friend, and I'll say it again. He scored against Arsenal on Monday. He drew the penalty yesterday. Without a penalty, there's a clean sheet. So again, for who he is, he does his job. Jordan Ayew is defensively sound, creates chances, draws penalties. He's done that before, and every once in a while, of course, doesn't have very often, he'll score a goal. I thought it was solid yesterday. I really do. I think you're underrated. And of course, if I have a choice, I want Lisa to be fit and ready for Chelsea. But honestly, if it's Ayew, at least I feel from that side of the will be solid because you know how dangerous the wide players are going to be for Chelsea. So honestly, of course, I want Lisa to play. But honestly, if it's Ayew, I'm just not going to go crazy, honestly, because we're going to need to be not only good going forward, but better defensively. Because I remember how good Ziyech was against us. He tormented us in that first game. I hope he doesn't play. Pulisic always scores against us. See, now we're doing a friggin' Chelsea preview. But I think Ayew, honestly, I know. But I think Ayew. I thought Ayew played well yesterday. I really do. So.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. I just feel like going forward, Elise just.
I get it, my friend. I definitely get it.
I get it. In the comment section, what do you guys think?
Exactly.
Elise, Ayew, would you be not too upset? Ayew started? Do you think we still got a chance? Or you like?
But again, only if Elise is injured. If he's injured, I'm not saying that he play over. I'm just saying if he's injured, let's not go crazy saying, "Oh, why is Ayew playing?" I mean, we don't have a million options out there. Exactly. So
if there's contention, I think Elise has to start. Moving on to the other one player, that's Wilfried Zaha. I mean, what a game from him. He managed to miss 2 penalties. Scored a
get a
goal. You gave him a 7. How comes he gave him a 7? It's even 6.5. Even because he scored that goal, maybe I gave him 6. But it wasn't really his best games. He was frustrated, noticeably, with like Wardy when he came on. We're going to talk about him. But he struggled yesterday a bit.
He did, but he did score a goal. I have to admit, though, the cupping of the ears after the goal annoyed me. I don't know why he does that.
No, I love that. He's shameless. Yeah. That's what I love about him. He's
shameless. You know what? Listen, you know me. I'm a big fan of his. I know he's defended, but I thought that was unnecessary. Just get the ball, get back to the circle, score another goal.
We're losing and he's still cupping.
Right, exactly. I mean, that is the Wolf. And again, I'm with you. That the thing with Ward, I didn't like at all. I didn't like the argument with Ward. I mean, I get the frustration. I get that's how Wolf is, and you know me. I mean, that's the old Wolf coming back into it that I've mentioned before. That Vieira kind of got out of him and post AFCON to be much better, but he didn't have to do that. Having said that, again, he's frustrated because Ward's not left back. We get to minute and he's making plays he should be making. Like, let's be honest, we're gonna get to minute. That was a really Ward. I don't know where he's passing that ball to. So if I'm on the pitch with him, I'm like, what are you doing? But again, I thought Wolf played okay. Could have been better, but I mean, probably honestly, looking back at it now, 7.5 high, 6.5 is probably more. It's probably fairer.
Yeah, whilst he was explaining the reason, I was like, "You're the one that gave him a 7, not me."
Right, but he scored the goal. I mean, but he scored. Without him, and his 12th goal of the season. Most he's ever scored in the Premier League. So I got to give him credit for that. You can't not give him credit for something that he deserves. So
exactly. And then finally, in starting 11, JP gave him a 6. I don't think he had much to really do in this.
I'm surprised he played so much. I mean, I looked at the stats. He had the least touches of any player on the pitch. I'm surprised he wasn't subbed out. Now, the thing was obviously Mitchell being subbed out in the first half messes everything up. I guarantee he wouldn't have played the entire game had it not happened. But I don't think JP would have played the whole game. I think that was I mean, obviously getting Eze and Mackie had to change the midfield because they're getting overrun. But I'm really surprised he played the whole half. But now looking back on it, we had no choice. We had no extra sub. So he tried. He had a half chance on that scramble in front of Schmeichel. And then you're right. It was a play that I think Zaha or someone had a cross, or maybe Ayew had a cross. He could have cut across the goal and he didn't get across him. But not one of his better games. But again, he's played really well. I'm not going to slay him for
exactly, after one game, considering that everyone else had a similar type of performance anyway.
Exactly.
Now, this is a segment where it gets exciting. Normally, when we go to the substitutes, we don't really talk about them as much.
Right, exactly.
They don't really do much. But in terms of subs in this game, they one way or another, we have to talk about them. And I want to start off with Wardy, of course. We mentioned them in terms of him coming off for Tyrick Mitchell in the first half.
Right.
I gave him a 5.5. You gave him a 6. I'm sorry, but he is not a left back. And in terms of, as harsh as this might sound, he was thrown in the deep end, I felt like, because, of course, as a professional player, you have to be ready for whatever. But he's not a left back and he hasn't played that many games, and you put him there and forget about his actual tackles and stuff. Positionally, he looked a bit lost at times. I saw him in central midfield and sometimes he wasn't right there. As the games went on, he improved a bit, but I just don't sign my left back. But for you, Patrick, surely Riedewald must be thinking, like, what do I have to do? The other option he could have done is put Jeffrey Schlupp at left back and brought on Maka. But I felt like Schlupp was doing okay in midfield, and that's why I didn't want to change it, and that's understandable. But despite that, where's Riedewald? I mean, he should be playing left back ahead of Wardy. He's not a left back, especially a left back that should be bombing forward. He couldn't do that yesterday, and Tyrick Mitchell does that so well.
Well, I said it before. We don't have an equity replacement for Mitchell. So talking about Riedewald or Schlupp, that boat, that ship, whatever you want to call it, has sailed. They're not going to be put in for him. It's going to be Ward because Ward is a quote unquote fullback, understands it. Having said that, as poorly people want to slate Ward for, what did you do wrong besides the poor pass to Zaha? It wasn't for any of the 2 goals. We just mentioned it was Gahey, Anderson, and even Klein. It wasn't involved in the goals.
I'm not.
No, 100%. No, 100%. He's not even comfortable with right back. So I get that, but I'm saying to slate him, why? He didn't do it. He wasn't fault for the goals. Yeah, he looked uncomfortable back there. He's right footed. He's playing left back. He's not, Jonathan Parr who can play a left foot. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but like I don't think it was a horrible. I mean, the stats said 43 touches, 2 blocks, 3 recoveries. I mean, but again, he's not a left back. So what are you talking about here? He did the best job that he could possibly done. He could have put Riedewald, who's not left back by nature, also, and could have been just as bad. So I'm not. Listen, it was he did the best he could under the circumstances. So I'm not gonna be anybody else's bad. I'm not gonna kill him. It wasn't at fault yesterday.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section. In terms of the left back problem, is it a problem?
Right, exactly.
With Mitchell being out, does Adam Marola get the opportunity, or would you go for more experience with Riedewald? Personally, I feel like Adam Marola, maybe it's a bit hard because you don't want to keep him on the bench week in, week out, especially with the games
and not playing.
Right. So it's a bit hard, but with Mitchell, let's say Mitchell's out for next game. God forbid. Well, I'll say that again. He needs to play against Chelsea. But if he's out for next game and we know about it, then I think Adam Marola will be involved. But it's a case of who would have thought that Mitchell will be injured in this game. Do you get it? Like,
right. Exactly.
It's one of the things where
it hasn't been all season. He played a bit. Right.
So I understand it, but going forward, I think personally for me it'll be Adam Marola over Riedewald, but I still feel like Riedewald. I mean, I would take
a better option than Ward.
Yeah, personally,
I got you. I got you.
Let's talk about.
We agree.
I'm out of the match. Potentially, we both agree that he's the highest rated, and it's time he gets his chance.
Well,
and
he's going to
after the Everton game, but I've gone from that stage. Oh, he's gonna get his chance next season to. He needs more opportunities this season because he's playing well. And yesterday in midfield, we talked about the midfield lack of creativity for me. I think that's one area like Gallagher, Schlupp, and Kouyaté. I talked about Schlupp offering forward passes, but still, we didn't have that player that can control the ball like a Maka or Eze. And Eze, he came on, and once again, he continued what he showed in the Everton game to this game, and he has to have more opportunities. And fingers crossed, he's the man starting against Chelsea because he offers something different. And I'm buzzing. I'm excited because we're finally seeing the old Eze coming back to the side and playing his football that he likes to do, the way he likes to play, controlling it, passing forward, moving about. I was very impressed. You can see it by my rating and by what I'm saying. Patrick, over to you. What did you like about him?
Listen, I love the way he played it. He was dropping for the ball, driving the ball forward, making passes. You got the skill level, the flair, the getting into the box, creating opportunities, try to set up Wilf on the play. I love what I saw. I get that he didn't start him again. I would have started him over Gallagher to give him that experience or match fitness opportunity, knowing that he's going. Listen to me. He's going to start Sunday. There's no doubt about it for Gallagher, obviously. My question is going to be Kouyaté and who else? I wouldn't play Schlupp. Going off on a tangent again, I'd play Maka. I think getting Maka and Eze on the pitch at the same time was a very good idea to get them on the field, getting used to each other. So that's what I would do. But I thought Eze looked really good again. Our season either blossoms on Sunday or it ends. So at that point, either Eze, does great and won to the final and then he continues to play, or we crash out of the cup and he still should play because if we're going to lose Gallagher, I see no point playing Gallagher, honestly. I'm not being funny. The last 6 games of the season, just play Eze, see what he can do. That's my honest thing. So Eze played well. He's going to play Sunday. Hope he has a great match. I thought he played really well yesterday.
Yeah, let's see what happens. And you mentioned James McArthur. Finally, you gave him a 6.5. You gave him a 6. reason for my 6.5 is as soon as Eze and Maka came on, I feel like both just the
Game
control
check.
on the ball was much better. And in midfield, we actually looked like a solid midfield three. With both
I
of them
agree totally.
And yeah, we got that's it for this player ratings. The next player ratings, biggest game of the season. We
Chelsea.
are going to Wembley. It's officially happening on Sunday. That's our next big game. Hopefully, we'll be on here talking about a win, talking about 8s and 9s, talking about Vieira Masterclass. But that's next Sunday. We'll see. Yep. And if you're new here, subscribe, leave a like if you have enjoyed it, and let us know your ratings. Let us know whether who starts for you next game. You know, going a bit off tangent. Is it Eze, Maka? Who's the midfield three? Because I think that'll be interesting. But that's it from us today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Until next time, up the palace.